Good morning, afternoon, and evening, wherever you are, and welcome to a very late Young Justice Phantom review. I'm Cousin Cheeto of NerdTube. I am sorry that I'm late getting this out, but I just have had a crazy couple days since Thursday, and the channel's been had a bunch of crazy things as well. So I appreciate your patience. We are on Young Justice Season 4, Episode 24, Zenith and Abyss. So we start, and I was a little confused by this, so I know I'm probably, not putting a good foot forward here. But we start with a galactic. He's at the galactic prison of Oa, and I don't think this is. There was Toma 2 who was there, which I'm assuming is the son of Toma Ray. As I said, it was a little weird opening. It seemed like it was only on September. It said it was on September 11th, so I'm assuming of that year. But we have Lord Zod who's going there inquiring about where the Kaiser Thrall is. Obviously, because they were on their way to that prison to talk to them about the Kaiser Thrall. And basically, Toma 2 is saying that, if that's his, I think that's his name. He looks exactly like Toma Ray. So I'm guessing, and he said something about knowing his father or something like that. So I don't know. Kilowog was there, but I don't think Kilowog ever saw Lorzod, so I think that's why Kilowog kind of just glanced over. But basically saying that, that Kaiser Thrall was on his way back to Earth, or his home planet, Earth, or whatever, because they found out that he was an 11-year-old boy. Next up, we go right into the Phantom Zone. They get right into it. They don't do the whole Phantom Zone shenanigans where they're like, oh, we're trying to figure out zone sickness, blah 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 blah. Like, no, they get right into it. They catch up with Connor, and they try to explain to him, hey, Connor, what are you doing? We're here to get you out, blah blah blah. And then they get surrounded by Zod's forces, because Connor is basically, he's still like under Zod's influence, whatever you want to call it. After that, we join the JLA at the Watchtower, and we join him at the Watchtower. We find out that the Kaiser Thrall's name is Danny Chase. So Danny Chase is an 11-year-old boy whose powers he was sold into the meta market and activated and then sent off to Apocalypse. Almost 3 minutes. So he's actually a pleasant young man. I mean, he's talking with Miss Martian. They're using Miss Martian to communicate with because of her telepathy and everything like that. And basically, the Kaiser Thrall has, basically they go through it like he was sent to Apocalypse, and then he was basically cut open and his brain was put in the Kaiser Thrall box. So after that, we have I think we have a scene back in the zone with the team and Team Zod, and they're basically talking back and forth about, oh, you're going to show us the way out of here. We've served our sentence, blah, 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 like that. And the team's kind of like, yeah, but we don't know that, and we'll make a probationary committee. He's like, but we won't stay in the Phantom Zone while you do that. Yeah, not so much. So they're not exactly thrilled. Zod's team is not exactly thrilled. We go back to the Justice League, and they get a call from one of the Martians. I can't remember, the Prince, whatever. And they bring on Superman, and then they go above the Zeta Tube. They take the Watchtower above the Zeta Tube shield. And then the Martian brings Phantom Girl over, because last we left her, she came back into reality, and then she had the burned hand. And so they call on, they're talking to Miss Martian and everything like that. So everything seems to coincidentally be coming together, which, okay, whatever, After that, Phantom Girl and Miss Martian try to hit the zone. Both Phantom Girl and Miss Martian phase, and then they go to Phantom Girl's home planet, which in this era, in the 31st century, it's like a Blisseline Palace or whatever, but now it's just like barren wasteland and lightning. So then Miss Martian tries to use her telepathy to help her focus on Connor and the Phantom Zone, and they go back, but they only make it back to the watchtower, so that's not going to work. So then a fight breaks out between Team Zod and the team, and Aquaman figures out that you need to focus on your opponent, and it's mind over matter, basically, in the zone, is what he essentially said. So it said, use hand-to-hand combat. So they're focusing on their enemies, and they're fighting back. And then, so the supreme tactics of Team Zod basically overwhelmed the team, and they've been in the zone for a lot longer, so obviously they were able to, win a fight because they're trained in the Phantom Zone for years and years and years. So the team didn't stand too much of a chance, but they put up a good fight, in my opinion. Then after they've been captured, the team is sitting there for a little bit. They're talking. They're talking in their head, basically saying, Nightwing tries kryptonite on Superboy, but it doesn't work in the zone. Nightwing's like, yeah, that was my last ditch effort, and so then they decide that withdrawing is they said glamour, which I'm guessing just made them disappear, is the best option. So they basically said, yeah, well, we're not gonna be able to force Superboy to go, so we need to regroup. So they do that. The JLA and Orion, well, they called Orion to the Watchtower with the JLA, and so they've concocted a plan to open a boom tube to the Phantom Zone. And then what happens is Orion makes a suggestion, look, I have picked a planet, it is around a red sun, so even if any of the Kryptonian prisoners come out of the boom tube, they will be weak. So, yay, that's great. That's actually a really solid idea. Just before they are leaving, they get Phantom Girl gets a call on the Legion ring, basically saying, and we know it's Mahalafa Ak, based from earlier in the episode, basically saying, hey, what's going on, blah, 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 blah. And Phantom Girl's like, I got so much to tell you, but we're going to meet us on this planet, and, we're going to get Superboy out or whatever. They got a plan. So, and that's, of course, Mahalafa Ak and Lord Zod posing as Legionnaires over the comms. So, then they take Bioship over to the planet. The JLA boom tubes over to that planet, and then they open a boom tube into the Phantom Zone. And so what happens is the great plan, but it always goes awry. So what happens is Zod and Mahalafa Ak show up, and Mahalafa Ak uses his telepathy and kind of wipes. I don't know if he wiped Danny Chase out of. I don't think he wiped him out of existence. I think he just kind of reset him and back to his base programming or something like that. And so then he turns on the League and hits them all with the Kaiser Thrall, the laser beams, and death beams, whatever you want to call them, that basically restrain everybody. Superman is also kind of nerfed because he's under a red sun. And so Zod and Superboy and a couple of the other Kryptonians of Team Zod start to walk through the boom tube. Nightwing and team are basically like, look, we've got to close that. We've got to close that boom tube. We don't know where it goes. We don't know who's on the other side, so we need to close that up. And then Zod and some of his party make it through the boom tube, and he is greeted by Lord Zod. And Lord Zod had a really nasty look on his face when he saw. He's like, Father, Mother, the galaxy is ours. And Zod's like, it's really weird. And so, also when Superboy walks through, he succumbs to his injuries because remember, and I said this I think last week or a couple weeks ago or something like that, where he had the big old scratches across his chest and his face was all burnt or something like that up here. So he succumbed to his injuries and kind of collapsed down. So which we kind of knew was going to happen when he came out of the zone. Everything kind of pauses when you go into the zone, but yeah. So that's the cliffhanger, is that Lord Zod finally is face to face with his father, General Zod. And the team on the inside and the Justice League on the outside are all kind of not doing so well. This is not going well for him. So yeah, we'll go into that next week. End credits was baby Tinkles was sleeping on the armrest of the captain's chair of Warworld. Okay, I don't know how that plays into anything. Sometimes these end credits seem like they're going to play into something, and sometimes they just seem completely random. I mean, I'm all for it for whatever, but still. So this episode was really good. I mean, we're ramping up to the end. We got 2 more episodes left, so I'm kind of happy we're getting things here. I feel like this whole Connor thing. Connor resisted McGann when they were walking through the boom tube. McGann was like before they got uh, laser shotted, but McGann was trying to talk to Connor. And basically, she said like, she said no, he's not coming through, and she's like, but we're going, so we're going in. Um, that's when the Kaiser lasers took him out. But I mean, it's really weird that Superboy is like, I get the zone sickness and everything like that, but I feel like after the telepathy from Aquaman and then the telepathy from McGann and all the memories he was getting when Nightwing was talking to him in the zone, I feel like he really should have snapped out of it. I'm sorry, like I really feel like he should have snapped out of it. Um, but anyway, yeah, 2 more episodes left. I can't wait to see where we go from this. If you're enjoying Young Justice Phantoms, please let me know below in the comments. Give this video a like, and consider subscribing to NerdTube if this is your first time here. We are the greatest YouTube channel you maybe kind of sort of heard of, and I will catch you in the next Young Justice review. Catch you later.